So programming or initiating the squat. Sorry, I jumped ahead.
That's okay.
So initiating the squat. You talked to me earlier about a difference in how you load your musculature versus front squat, overhead squat, back squat. What do you?
Yeah, so there's a few things we want to think about when we're looking at the different styles of squatting. So the main thing that I look at is torso angle. So we think about a back squat. Now, without going to now, whenever I say back squat, we're going to think about more of an Olympic style high bar squat. So versus like a powerlifting squat, even though they have a lot of similarities. That low bar style squat where the torso is going way forward, which is fine. That's a great way to move a lot of weight. An Olympic style high bar squat, we're still getting some torso lean. So now we look at front squat, because if you do lean forward, you are going to drop the bar just because gravity is a thing. You're not able to lean as far forward with the torso. And then whenever we look at a overhead squat, the bar is going to be right over your shoulders. Because of how gravity works, the bar has to stay right over your center of mass and your center of gravity to be able to perform the squat. So now your torso has to be vertical. Now, going back into all those, the way that we can keep our torso in those positions, in a back squat, we have to always think about initiating the hips first. So hips have to go back first into the squat because we are dropping back, trying to activating those hamstrings and the glutes, getting sort of a strict reflex when we're coming out of the bottom. And then in a front squat and an overhead squat, because we are keeping the torso more vertical, we do have to bring the knees forward first. That's how we initiate differently, by bringing the knees forward first, because we are going to keep that more vertical torso position. Now, whenever I say bring the knees forward first, I don't mean just jam your knees forward, go to end range, and then activate your hips. It's obviously a very fluid thing, and saying there's different initiation is being a little bit nitpicky about the squat.
We're talking about like microseconds.
Yeah. Everything's going to move at the same time. It's just what's moving more dramatically first. Yeah. So the hips and the knees are still going to begin moving at the same time, but the knees are just going to move a little bit more exaggeratedly than the hips will.
Really, if you're more of a kind of analytical mind, you can think the bar is always moving in the same direction.
Always.
It's already right over the middle of your foot, basically, right in front of your ankle. But you can manipulate yourself depending on where that bar is to change, and that's going to change your mechanics.
Yep.
So that's really makes it pretty simple.